Journaling is a great habit that can help you get things out of your head, relieve stress, and add reflection to help you identify where things are going well or maybe where things need help. Now, if you're just getting started, it can be difficult to make a daily journal habit stick. So I've got 3 easy steps that you can use to make your journaling happen day in and day out. Hey, I'm Adam Moody with the Productivity Academy. Now let's get into the 3 easy steps to make consistent journaling easier. Step 1, habit stack. All right, we're going to take a play from Atomic Habits by James Clear and Habit Stack. By the way, if you haven't read the book, great book, fantastic reading, highly suggest it. But habit stacking is where you add on to an existing habit, and this greatly increases the likelihood of doing whatever it is you wanted to start doing in the first place. In this case, we're talking about journaling. So let's give a concrete example of this. Let's say every morning you go and you get up and you walk your dog, and then you sit down and have a cup of coffee and you maybe read articles, read a book, whatever that is doing. Okay, that would be an excellent time to habit stack and say that's where you're going to start doing your daily journaling, because it's already something you're doing on a regular basis. You've already established that habit and now you're adding on to it. Now, you can even make this easier on yourself. If you drink your coffee in this example in the same place each day, you could keep your journal there. If you're going to journal with pen and paper, maybe you have it set on the coffee table, in a drawer nearby, something like that. Although I would say having it out in the open helps, keeps it in mind. So just doing something like this, as simple as this sounds, makes it so much more likely that you're going to pick up and continue this new habit, because you're not having to start from scratch, build that habit. You're smashing it on to something else that's already established, and this makes it so much easier, so much more likely to be done on a regular basis. Okay, step 2, get it done early. Unless you have a really specific reason to do your journaling later in the day, like maybe you are trying to implement a daily reflection when you're supposed to do it later in the day, I highly suggest start out by putting it early in the day, like in the previous example where maybe you walk the dog and sit down for coffee, and you're doing this early in the day because that's when you have the energy and the brain power. You're much more likely to engage, especially with a newer habit. All right, you're less likely to skip it. And if you put it in the middle or later in the day, it might get lost in the shuffle. You may be tired. Again, if it's important to you and you really want to try to get this done regularly, try putting it up in the day and get that done early. All right, step number 3, start simple. Okay, you can set an easy goal and adjust it as you go along. For an example, you could just set a timer for 5 minutes and tell yourself you're going to write for 5 minutes, and you don't need to edit, censor yourself, nothing like that. You can adjust again as you go on, but don't make it difficult up front. Another example is maybe you just write 100 words minimum. If you're using an online editor like a Google Doc or something like that, it's really easy to see how many words you've written. So you could choose 100, 200 words, something like that. And maybe you tell yourself it doesn't matter what it's about, you're just going to brain dump. Or perhaps you start with 2 or 3 journaling prompts, right, to help you get started, and you just answer those each day. And if you want more info on journaling prompts, you can check out my video on those and get some ideas and how you can use those to help you journal. But again, the main idea here is just start simple. If you make this really complex, really demanding, like I'm going to write 1,000 words every day, that may be too much if you're getting started. So set it up easy so that you build the habit. That's the most important core part of this, that you get started, that you enjoy it, and then you can expand or change it or do whatever you want. All right. And part of this too is don't worry about it. You can change it. Maybe you started off with journaling prompts, but you want to change or add something to it. Feel free. Don't constrain yourself, but start simple. Okay. So by putting these 3 steps into practice, the habit stacking, starting it early, and keeping it simple, you're going to greatly increase the likelihood of sticking with your regular daily journaling, and you're going to get all of those benefits without having to beat yourself up or making it super difficult. So I hope you enjoyed the video, got some good ideas on how to stick with your journaling. If you like videos and other information on automation, time management, productivity, go ahead and subscribe. Thanks for watching.